child to him. And his response was he didn't want to see pictures of a child that I sexually assaulted him for.
I don't think my rapist should know where I'm at.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Ms. Kaiser Dominguez.
Okay.
I apologize.
Okay. Ms. Kaiser Dominguez, will you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you provide in this matter will be the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can lower your hand. You may proceed, Ms. Kuntz.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ma'am, what is your full name?
Kara Michelle Kaiser Dominguez.
And what is the full name of your child on the case?
Colby Earl James Drake.
Okay. And what is your relationship to Jesse Dominguez?
We are married.
Okay. Now,
And we have children together.
I'm sorry, what was that?
We have children together.
Okay. And were you and Mr. Dominguez married when Colby was born?
No, ma'am. We were married March 10th, 2020.
Okay. And when was Colby born?
April 2nd, 2024.
Okay. And now is Mr. Dominguez the child's biological father?
No, ma'am.
Who is the child's biological father?
Jaden Dennis.
And you've participated in some DNA testing to confirm that?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I ask that the DNA results be placed in evidence as State's Exhibit 1.
No objection.
Mr. Dominguez, any objection?
No.
Any objection, Ms. Kaiser Dominguez?
No, ma'am.
State's Exhibit 1 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Based on the DNA testing, we would not be requesting to establish anything as to Mr. Dominguez. So if he would like, I would ask that he be excused by the court.
Any objection, Ms. Blott?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Dominguez, since the DNA testing has rebutted the presumption of you being the parent, it will be ordered that you are not the father of the child. And if you want to at this time, you are excused from the hearing.
Okay.
And ma'am, do you have any concerns with your address and other
Hold on just a second. Do you want to go ahead and disconnect, Mr. Dominguez?
I'll say.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Ms. Kuntz.
Okay. And is Mr. Dominguez still on?
Yes, he has chosen to stay on.
Okay. And ma'am, are you planning to potentially call Mr. Dominguez as a witness for anything?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I would invoke the rule and ask that he be placed in a breakout room.
Even though he's a party to the case, Ms. Kuntz?
True. Okay. That would be fine, I suppose, unless
Ms. Blott?
No objection.
Okay, no objection to him staying in the...
Or him being put in a breakout room. That would be my preference.
Okay. All right. Mr. Dominguez, since you have been excluded as the father, we're going to go ahead and place you in a breakout room. You could be potentially called as a witness.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to place you in room 1, Mr. Dominguez.
Okay.
Thank you. And ma'am, do you have any concerns with your address and other identifying information being in the court order?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
What has caused you to have concerns about that?
A lot of cyberbullying accusations that he's made against me. He's brought my name and drug it through the mud with a lot of people that we're mutually know. I'm concerned that because of the things that he said about me, if he knew my address or other people knew my address, it could potentially like the safety with my son. I requested when I first filed this to have my address excluded for that reason. My son's safety is my number one priority and always has been.
Okay. Are there concerns with sharing rights and responsibilities for Colby with his father?
I don't think that there's any concerns. But I'm requesting that I have full authority over his medical, because he is a 24-weeker and I've made the best decision, in the best interest of my son for the last 16 months. And it's kept him alive and it kept him fighting. So, I think I know what's best for my son's best interest for as long as it goes for his medical care.
Okay. And is there anything you need to let the court know about what's required for your son's medical care?
Yes. So my son was a 24-weeker. He was born early to a placental abruption. He was incubated the first 4 months of his life. It stayed in the NICU the first 7 months, fighting for his life. Because of his prematurity, he faces a lot of struggles. He has a G-tube placed. He has chronic lung disease. He has retinopathy. His PDA valve in his heart is open. He sees neurology. He sees a neurosurgeon. He sees the eye doctor. He does physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy 4 times a week. His G-tube costs whatever Medicaid doesn't pay for. I paid for out of pocket since his discharge from the NICU. And I pay a lot of money for whatever Medicaid doesn't cover as far as his medical equipment, his home equipment, so he can stay home and not be in the hospital needing those services.
Okay. Did you have to go through some pretty extensive training to be
Yes.
able to care for his medical needs?
Yes, ma'am. I went through several months of extensive medical training in order for me to even bring him home from the hospital.
Okay. And to your knowledge, has Mr. Dennis had any of that training?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And does that cause you concern with him having any time alone with the child?
Yes, ma'am. If something were to happen, an emergency situation, my son's life could be at risk because he has no medical training.
Okay. If the court were to order anything as far as some visits, would you need to meet up at a public location?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Preferably a
And-
pediatrician's office or one of his doctor's offices, I think would be appropriate.
Okay. And are there any other locations that you believe would be appropriate to meet up for any potential visits with?
I think
The child's-
anything close to the hospital. Hi, baby. Anything close to the hospital or his doctor's offices.
And what hospital would that be?
UMC Children's. It's okay, Jane.
And where is that located?
UMC Children's Hospital is located about 1.2 miles away from where I live. It's here in Lubbock, Texas. All of his specialty doctors are through UMC Children's, and they are fully equipped to handle, like, if his G-tube fell out or it was a medical emergency like that. They're very experienced in Colby and very familiar with Colby and his care and his charts and his records and his medical diagnosis.
Okay. Now you've mentioned a lot of past medical expenses. Are you seeking anything specific as far as reimbursement as to those expenses, or just retroactive support based on income as far as retroactive child support?
I'm just asking for retroactive support based on income. I believe that everything that I've paid out of pocket the last 16 months, I just want to move forward. Now establishing the paternity, I'm not asking for any back pay. I'm trying to be civil here. I want help. Because I didn't make my son alone, and I mean, he's not a normal child. He's very expensive because of his special needs and his medical needs.
Okay, so I may have misunderstood whether or not you're wanting retroactive child support. Do you want that for the past time period since the child's been born, or do you want to just start
Um,
with things forward?
I I was thinking he was discharged October 4th from the NICU. That's when my that's when I had to start paying out of pocket for whatever Medicaid didn't cover for home equipment. So I would
Okay,
ask that it go back to October 4th of last year from the moment I brought him home from the hospital.
okay. And does the child have any relationship at all with his father at this time?
No, ma'am, he's never met my son.
Okay. Um, is it is there any other health or dental insurance available for the child to you?
No, ma'am, just Medicaid.
Okay, I pass the witness.
Ms. Plott?
Thank you, Your Honor. Miss Kaiser Dominguez, you never informed Mr. Dennis that the child had been born, did you?
No, ma'am, he told me to leave him alone and not contact him, so I chose not to.
Okay, and to this date, have you ever contacted him specifically to let him know that the child was born?
Yes, I sent him pictures about a month and a half ago. My family contacted him and let him know that the child had been born. I tried sending pictures of my child to him, and his response was he didn't want to see pictures of a child that I sexually assaulted him for. And there was no being civil after that. So I left it alone.
And are you aware that your sexual assault of Mr. Dennis is still under investigation from local law enforcement agencies here in Williamson County?
I had a detective reach out to me when I was pregnant with Colby, about 8 or 9 weeks pregnant, and they never reached back out to me again after that, after they got my side of the story. I will continue to deny that I sexually assaulted Mr. Dennis.
Did since Colby has been born and you've acknowledged his birth to Mr. Dennis, you have insisted that you wanted him to terminate his parental rights, correct?
No, ma'am, I have never said that to Mr. Dennis.
Have you ever sent that to him in a text message?
No, ma'am, I don't believe I have. I mean, I might have before the baby was born. I might have before the baby was born. I might have suggested I might have suggested that he terminated his rights after Colby's very first surgery in the hospital, and he wasn't there for my son. I was very angry um, that my son was fighting for his life, and Mr. Dennis wouldn't show up or didn't want any involvement after being aware that my son was born.
And when was his first surgery?
His first surgery was, I believe, April 8th or 9th of 2024. It was a drain placement placed in his stomach because he had a hole in his small intestine.
Well, how would Mr. Dennis have known about that surgery if you only specifically told him about Colby a month ago?
My family has kept in contact with Mr. Dennis, and my husband and his family has also been in contact with Mr. Dennis over the last 16 months. So he has been made aware of certain things regarding my son.
And does that include the surgery?
I actually texted him about a week after my son was born, letting him know that my son, I believe I texted him, it might have been him or his sister. I texted him letting him know that my son was going in for immediate surgery and that I thought it was really crappy of him for him to sit there and deny my son and keep denying him. And he called me every name in the book, said it wasn't his baby, and wanted nothing to do with me or Colby. And I thought that was crappy as my son was fighting for his life to stay alive.
Pass the witness.
Ms. Coons?
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Kaiser Dominguez, do you have any other testimony that you would like to share at this time?
I want to share that I believe my son is the victim in all of this. He's a 24-weeker who has fought effortlessly for his life since he's been born due to his prematurity. I believe that my son is the victim in all this, and he deserves to have both parents in his life. I do not believe that Mr. Dennis is the victim in all of this. I want my son to have the best life I can possibly give him, and I'll do anything to make that happen, but I believe that he deserves to have a father, some type of father figure in his life. He deserves that after everything he's been through.
I don't know that this was covered, but Ms. Kaiser Dominguez, when you became pregnant, did you advise Mr. Dennis that you were pregnant?
Yes, ma'am. And he told me not to contact him again, that the baby wasn't his. And then he accused me of raping him after he found out I was pregnant.
Okay. All right, Ms. Coons?
The state calls Mr. Dennis.
If I may, Your Honor, I have a follow-up question to the testimony that Ms. Kaiser Dominguez
Yes,
gave.
you may proceed.
I apologize. I passed the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Dennis, will you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you provide in this matter will be the truth?
Yes, ma'am, I do. Can you hear me?
Okay, you're frozen up. There you go.
Yeah,
Can you repeat your answer, Mr. Dennis?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay. All right. You can lower your hand. You may proceed, Ms. Kuntz.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, what is your full name?
Jaden Brown Dennis.
Okay, and you are Colby Drake's biological father.
Yes.
And have you met Colby before?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Are there any concerns with your address and other identifying information being in the court order?
Yes.
And is there anything that you need to anything additional you need to let the court know as far as reasons for that? I know the other parent has given some testimony relating to some allegations that have been made against her.
So I actually have moved since the last time her and I had an encounter since that night, and I moved specifically because it was an emotional weight on me. So I ended up selling where I was to move to where I'm at now. Just because I don't want her knowing where I'm at. I don't think my rapist should know where I'm at. And so I want to protect my safety. I also have a 6-year-old that I care about immensely. And so I don't want her involved around him or me or anyone in my life. And I think that if she has my address, my phone number, my information, then she could potentially find her way in.
Okay. Does your 6-year-old live with you?
No,
Are you court ordered to support the 6-year-old?
I am.
Okay. And do you have are you wanting to ask the court for anything in terms of potential visits with Colby or sharing in some rights and responsibilities for him?
No, I would like to relinquish my rights. She's told me since the start that she doesn't want anything to do with me. Um, I am medically trained. I just graduated from medical school, so I don't it's not that I can't take care of this child, it's that this child is a product of sexual assault. And I told her multiple times to get off me, and I didn't want to continue, and she refused to. And so I'm stuck in this position because of that. And so
Okay.
I want the best for this child, but I do not think her or I, given her past, it's appropriate for either of us to be the parent of this child.
Okay. And do you have access to any health or dental insurance the child could be on?
I have health and dental and vision.
Okay. And is that through an employer or some other source?
It is through Blue Cross Blue Shield. I pay out of pocket.
Do you have coverage on the child?
I have coverage on my son, my 6-year-old, not Colby.
Okay. Do you have any information on what, if anything, it would cost you to add this child to the coverage?
I do not.
Okay. Um, and where are you currently employed?
I just graduated college. I'm unemployed.
Okay. When did you last work?
Before college, 2021, 2022.
So, have you had any reason since October of 2024, other than I understand you just graduated from school, but anything that would keep you from working full time?
Yes.
Okay, and what is that?
Well, when I was in school, it's medical school, so I'm there every single day of the week, except Saturdays and Sundays, and on the weekends I had my other child, so I took care of him. And then I
But no,
just
no physical or
graduated,
mental
so
disabilities that prevent that.
I have a left hand amputation.
Okay. Um, and
I'm not
have
saying
you
that
worked?
that's committed, like affecting anything, but no, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. And have you worked since the amputation?
Yes,
Okay. And did have you ever worked full time since
yes.
the amputation? Okay. Um, I pass the witness.
My apologies, Your Honor. I needed to mute the dog in the background.
No problem.
Mr. Dennis, can you describe in general your, did you have a relationship with Miss Kaiser Dominguez prior to the incident in question resulting in Colby's conception?
A very small relationship. So we grew up together, but then we I guess we both went our separate ways. We grew up in church together, and then she disappeared, and I never knew where she went. I went my own way, and then years later, we kind of recircled. We made like we found each other on Facebook. We start talking through Facebook again.
And on the night in question, and when I refer to the night in question, I'm referring to Colby's conception. What were the circumstances that brought about her coming to your house?
She was saying that she was gonna go visit her mom, and that she needed some gas money. There was something going on with her mom, so I was like, yeah, I can send you some money. And then, well, at first she was like, and I can come see you along the way. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So I sent her $20, for gas to see her mom, and then she stopped by and saw me.
Okay. And as you previously indicated, you're currently an amputee, correct?
Correct.
And were you an amputee at the time of the incident in question?
I was, yes.
Was the sex consensual?
Was it consensual? No.
Okay. Did you report it to law enforcement?
I did report it to law enforcement.
How soon after the incident in question did you report it to law enforcement?
A few days.
And is it your understanding that that is still under investigation?
As far as I'm concerned, yes.
And what is the name of the investigating agency?
It's Georgetown Municipal Court, I believe.
And were you able to, and I apologize, were you able to physically keep her from consummating the conception?
She was on top of me. I think I could have pushed her off of me, but she has in the past accused people of assault. And so I was more afraid that if I pushed her off of me or if I was forceful, it would end up being I'm the problem. when I was just trying to get away. So I was fearful that if I had misstepped or I did anything other, then I would have been in some sort of trouble.
And just to clarify, you are not seeking to have any rights and duties to this child, correct?
Correct.
You aren't asking to have possession and access or be a conservator in any way, shape, or form. Is that correct?
Correct.
Do you believe that you should pay the child, be responsible for child support for the child?
I do not know
And why is that?
because it was not my doing of the child. I had no partaking in creating this child. I told the person to stop and they didn't. And then now we're at this crossroads, I guess.
So let me clarify some things for the court. You haven't graduated from a medical school, have you?
I graduated from physical therapy school, physical
Okay.
therapy assistant school.
And that you just recently graduated, is that correct?
Yes.
And you are still pending licensure and the results of the exam having to do with that?
Yes.
Okay. And other than that, you don't have a do you have a 4-year college degree?
I do not know.
Okay. And prior to going to college, how were you employed?
I owned a gym, and then before that, I was a mechanic.
Are you able to continue your employment as a mechanic should you not have passed your physical therapy exam?
I don't know. I haven't been in the field for a good amount of years, and when you get a job at a shop, they require recent years because everything in the automotive industry changes very quickly. So I don't know if I'd be able to or not.
And were you an amputee when you held that position?
Yes.
Okay. Do you, how, has Miss Kaiser Dominguez ever conveyed to you that she wanted you to terminate your rights?
Yes.
On how many different occasions?
Probably a handful.
Okay, when was the last time she indicated that to you?
Um, to me, I couldn't tell you, but her mother-in-law told me very recently that she wanted me to terminate the rights. So that was probably a month and a half ago. A month ago, maybe.
If to recap what Miss Kaiser Dominguez said, that she said that she only alerted you a month ago that the child had been born. Is that correct?
That would be. I want to say that's false. I've definitely known the child's been born for a long time. I did not find out through Kara. I found out through someone else, and so but up until I mean, I've known since the day the child was born. I went to the emergency room or the hospital the day the child was born, and they refused me entry into the hospital because they had no way to prove that I was the child's anything.
Okay. And to go back, um, did you have reason to believe that the child was not your child?
Yes, a lot of reasons.
Can you explain those reasons to the court?
Yeah, first off, she told me probably within 8 days of the incident that she was pregnant. You don't know typically within 8 days of being pregnant. I think she may even have told me sooner. So that kind of sent a red flag, like, well, she wouldn't know this quickly. And then from many people, her family, her friends, her husband, they all told me and sent me pictures of people that she was currently sleeping with at the time, or that we had all I guess you could say we all assumed she was sleeping with. And so, given that, there was like three other guys that she had recently slept with. And and then when she told me the baby was born, she told me it was 26 weeks. Well, now she's saying 24, and I never heard of the number till 24 until now. And so 26 weeks ends up being like early October that the incident happened, middle to early October the incident would have happened, and my incident happened the very early morning of November 4th. And so given the time frame, there was a lot of like, well, you're saying it's 26 weeks old, that's not any time near me. And so there was a lot of reasons why I did not believe this was my child.
And when did you know for a fact that the child is biologically yours?
Maybe only a couple months ago, three
Would
months
that,
ago.
would that have been when the results of the DNA test came back?
Yes, ma'am.
What was your reaction when you received those results back?
I was very shocked. And that not only did Carrie tell the truth, but it is actually my child.
Pass the witness.
I
Okay,
pass the witness.
Miss Kaiser Dominguez, do you have any questions of Mr. Dennis about what he just testified to?
Yes, ma'am. I would like to call a witness.
Hold on. Do you have any questions of
Oh,
Mr. Dennis about what he just testified to?
yes, I actually have one.
Okay, please ask your question.
When did I ever send a text message saying that he was a 26 weeker or he was born at 26 weeks? And can you prove that?
Do I need to answer?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, I'm 9% positive it's in the text somewhere. And I was also told by not just her, but other people as well. So I've been told by multiple sources. I've also been told that she was on, I think, ketamine.
Okay, the question was, when did you get a text from her?
I can tell you the first time because she switched numbers and acted like she was someone completely else for a long time. So she was dropping back and forth between multiple different phone numbers, acting like she was her sister at one point, acting like she was herself, acting like she was someone else, and this was a whole situation. So I honestly don't know what her true phone number is, and I don't know who when the excuse me, when the first time I was talking to her was. So I really couldn't tell you who was who or when was what. So she was playing some imaginary person through text message. I don't know. She just she hid behind numbers, so I never knew who was who.
Okay, any other questions, Ms. Kaiser
Yes,
Dominguez?
I have another question. You said that you did not know what my number was, correct? You didn't know what my number or what number was mine. Isn't it true that we have been in contact, what was it, maybe 6 to 8 weeks ago? You've had my number since, let's see. I sent you the pictures of Colby. You've had my number saved.
I haven't had it saved,
So you
but
do know which number is
I
mine.
got your number about 6 weeks ago from one of your family members. So I have not had your number.
Okay, any other questions, Ms. Kaiser Dominguez?
Yes, ma'am. Is it true that my grandmother was the one that told you about my son being born at 26 weeks? You said that it was my husband and his family, or was it my grandmother who told you that?
By grandmother, are you talking about Donna?
Yes.
Yeah, I had several people tell me that it was 26 weeks.
You said clearly that it was my husband and his side of the family, my mother-in-law.
I, multiple people, but okay. And it
Any
was
other questions, Ms. Kaiser Dominguez?
Just that I have a witness I need to call forward.
Okay. All right. Any redirect, Ms. Kuntz? You're on mute.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, Ms. Blott?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, any other witnesses, Ms. Kuntz?
The state rests, Your Honor.
All right. Any other witnesses, Ms. Blott?
No, Your Honor.
Any other witnesses, Ms. Kaiser Dominguez?
Yes, ma'am. I would like to call my mother-in-law, Bernadette Miranda.
Is she with you, Ms. Kaiser
Yes.
Dominguez?
Yes, ma'am, she is. Mom, come on, your time.
What is her name, ma'am?
Bernadette Miranda.
Okay, Ms.
Hello.
Miranda, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you provide in this matter will be the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can lower your hand. Please state your full name.
Bernadette Ann Miranda.
Okay. All right, Ms. Kaiser Dominguez, you may ask your questions of your witness.
Yes, ma'am. Did you repeat to Mr. Dennis that Colby was born at 26 weeks?
No, 24 weeks.
Did you report to Mr. Dennis that I
I
wanted?
believe I have it on a messenger too. I think maybe he's remembering the time frame wrong. But I let him know the day he was born, and he told me that he had went up to the hospital and was refused to see the baby, which at that time I believe he was trying to determine if he was the father to the child.
Okay. Next question.
Did you tell Mr. Dennis that I wanted him to relinquish his parental rights?
Whenever that was mentioned, he had already spoken to my son Jesse, and he had mentioned to Jesse that he didn't want anything to do with the child and he was going to relinquish his rights. And I told him, well, I was thinking that Kara was wanting him to do that, but I guess after I had a conversation with her, I had told her that the child needed to have a father in his life as well. But I don't know if he misunderstood what I said, but I did not tell him to relinquish his rights.
Any other questions?
And as far as Kara's character,
Hold on.
Sorry, yes, ma'am. What has my character been as Colby's mother, that you have seen so far as me taking care of my child medically, physically, emotionally, mentally?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained. Ask another question if you have another question, Ms. Kaiser Dominguez.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Any questions, Ms. Kuntz, of Ms. Miranda?
No, Your Honor, I pass the witness. Thank you.
Ms. Blott?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Any other witnesses, Ms. Kaiser Dominguez?
I think my husband is still in the chat.
Okay. Let's go ahead and bring him back in, Ms. Rushing. Okay, Mr. Dominguez, can you please raise your right hand? Can you hear me, Mr. Dominguez?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead and leave your cap off, please. Can you remove your cap? There you go. All right, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you provide in this matter will be the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can lower your hand. Ms. Kaiser Dominguez?
Is it true between the months, or sorry, Mr. Dominguez, isn't it true between the months of, or the dates of December 13th to March 28th of this year, you helped support Colby Drake, my son, financially?
March 30th
March
to
30th.
March 30th.
Yes.
Yes, this is true.
Any other
Sorry,
questions?
can you repeat that? You broke out a little bit.
So March 30th, but yes, this is true.
And Mr. Dominguez, were you aware that Colby was not your child from the moment you found out that I was pregnant with Colby?
Yes, I was very well aware.
And is it true, Mr. Dominguez, that um I sorry, hold on, let me reread that. Is it true that you told Mr. Dennis that I wanted him to relinquish his parental rights?
No, that's not true.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Any questions, Ms. Kuntz?
I pass the witness.
I
Ms.
just,
Blott?
yes, I apologize for speaking over you, Your Honor.
That's okay.
Mr. Dominguez, were you and Miss Kaiser Dominguez separated at the time of Colby's inception?
Yes.
Were y'all living together at the time?
At the time of Colby's conception, no.
Are you currently living together?
At this moment in time, I am living in Peoria. I'm moving down here. But yes, she will be moving down here in the next couple of weeks.
Who is she currently living with?
She is currently at my house in Lubbock with my mom.
And our children.
How long before you plan on moving down to the family down to Peoria?
So
Your Honor, I
our
object to the
house,
relevance of this.
our house, our
I'm
house
going
in
to
Lubbock should,
overrule it. I'll allow him to answer. Hold on, Mr. Dominguez. Okay, go ahead.
our house in Lubbock should be empty by the 30th of this month.
And have y'all lived together continuously since Colby was born?
Continuously, no.
Okay, pass the witness.
All right. Ms. Kaiser Dominguez, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Kuntz?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Ms. Blott.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Is Mr. Dominguez excused then, Ms. Kaiser Dominguez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Dominguez, you may disconnect from the Zoom meeting.
Thank you.
All right, I haven't heard any testimony regarding the last name of the child.
Oh, did you want me to answer that?
Well, I would like Ms. Kuntz maybe to direct that questioning, and then Ms. Blott also.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Dominguez, are you wanting the child's last name to remain Drake, or are you wanting a name change for the child?
Yes, ma'am. I will like his name to remain Drake, after my father, who has stepped up into the parental role, who is a granddad, and now he's been more of a father figure to my son, since he's been born and was born in the NICU. I gave him
Okay.
my family's last name for that very reason.
Okay. I pass the witness.
Mr. Dennis, do you have any objection to the child's last name being Drake?
No, I can say Drake.
Okay. All right, and Ms. Kuntz, you rest.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Blott, you also rest.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Kaiser Dominguez, do you have any other testimony?
No, ma'am.
All right. Close, Ms. Kuntz.
Your Honor, based on the testimony of the parties today, I would ask for a non-disclosure finding for both parents and the child. And I would ask that paternity be established, that Mr. Dennis is the child's father. I calculate potential retroactive support on a minimum wage presumption for the 10-month period at $2,030. And if that's ordered, I would request a $50 a month payment plan on that. If support is set based on minimum wage, since Mr. Dennis does have another minor child he's ordered to support, I would request that he pay $56 per month on medical and $193 per month on child support, beginning August 1st of 2025, with I apologize, Ms. Kaiser Dominguez being responsible for applying for a government health plan for the child.
All right, Ms. Blott, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, we would respectfully request that Mr. Dennis not be required to pay child support. Uh, she, this child was unfortunately, there are two victims here, Mr. Dennis and this child, and I understand and appreciate more than you will ever know that the child is actually a minor and Mr. Dennis is an adult. There is an ongoing pending investigation as to whether or not it was sexual assault. He has been denied, even though he made the effort based on the testimony of Miss Kaiser Dominguez and Mr. Dennis um, to see the child when he was first born. He has continuously received conflicting information from Miss Dominguez as well as others as to whether or not she wanted him to even be a parent to this child. Um, I don't believe that based on those circumstances, at the very least, that retroactive child support is warranted because of her continued insistence and the insistence of others, including her family members, that she wanted absolutely Mr. Dennis and that it would be inappropriate at this time to order him to pay retroactive child support at the very least.
All right. And Ms. Kaiser Dominguez, what are you requesting?
Yes, ma'am. I am requesting something to help me with my son's medical costs. I did not make my son by myself, but I've made sure that I've been there for my son the last 16 months while he has fought for his life. I will continue to deny that I did not sexually assault Mr. Dennis, and I do believe that this is his way of getting out of paying child support, or any type of retroactive support. My son should not have to go without his medical supplies, just because Mr. Dennis doesn't want to be his father. I didn't want to have a child. When I was at that time, I did not want to have another child, but I had to put my big girl panties on and be a parent after finding out I was pregnant with Colby. And I have changed my life and changed my work, my employment, just to be able to support my son. And I believe that I shouldn't have to do it by myself. I'm just asking for some medical support on his medical needs.
Okay. All right. Paternity testing has been submitted to establish that Mr. Dennis is the father of the child and Mr. Dominguez, as the presumed father, is not the father of the child. And there is sufficient evidence to show that that presumption has been rebutted. I will grant the non-disclosure for both Ms. Kaiser Dominguez and Mr. Dennis. I will order that the parties communicate about the child through app close. I'm ordering medical insurance to be provided by Ms. Kaiser Dominguez through a government health insurance program and ordering Mr. Dennis to pay $50 cash medical support each month beginning August 1st, 2025. I do find that Mr. Dennis knew or should have known that he is the father of the child and knew of the birth of the child. But because he has consistently denied being the father of the child, I'm ordering retroactive child support for 4 months in the amount of $812 and ordering Mr. Dennis to pay that amount back at $25 per month beginning August 1st, 2025. Current child support will be ordered at $194 per month beginning August 1st, 2025. I'm ordering that Ms. Kaiser Dominguez be ordered the sole managing conservator of the child, and I'm ordering Mr. Dennis be named possessory conservator of the child. I realize at this time, Mr. Dennis, you have stated that you don't want anything to do with the child, but I do believe every child should have both parents involved in their lives, and hopefully after things calm down and you realize that you need to be a part of this child's life, that you will try to be in it for the child, not for Ms. Kaiser Dominguez. And as far as possession, because of the distance that you reside apart at this time and because of your indication that you're not really requesting any possession and access of the child, I am going to order one Saturday a month of your choosing, Mr. Dennis, to visit with the child from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. For 10 periods of possession. Those visits will be supervised. After the 10 periods of possession, and those being consecutive, that means 10 Saturdays, 10 months. And you two can agree to whatever possession and access you want to. That will also be in the order. Then after those 10 periods of possession, it will be 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. For you to visit with the child on one Saturday of your choosing. Unsupervised after the 10 periods of supervised. Any party can ask for a new hearing on any of the issues I've ruled on today. Court costs will be assessed against Mr. Dennis. And the last name of the child will remain the same. That is Drake. Ms. Coons, does that address all of the issues?
It does, Your Honor. Thank you.
Any party can ask for a new hearing by filing a trial de novo with the Will Barker County District Clerk's Office within the next 3 days. It must be in writing. It must specify the portion of my ruling in which a new hearing is being requested, and notice must go out to all of the parties on the case. Ms. Coons will draft the order, submit it to me for signature. Ms. Blott, do you want the order to sign off on the order as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, once I receive the order with both Ms. Coons' signature and Ms. Blott's signature, then once I sign it, copies will go out to you, Ms. Kaiser Dominguez, and also to you, Ms. Blott.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. That concludes